This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to bigheadsmedia.com. This week on a new TV Tuners, Swanson and Keelrain take up grilling.
Swanson, you're flipping it wrong. Flip it like this.
Flipping it the only way I know how. And Stairmaster finally gets laid.
Stairmaster, come here. You shall receive maximum pleasure.
All that and more on a new TV Tuners. Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and lady who speaks multiple languages for some reason, Stairmaster. Yeah, that's accurate, I guess. Yeah, welcome to the show, friend, who we're all going to just pretend that we understand. You're going to be very important, I imagine, and not like a side character.
You should know that Stairmaster doesn't speak any languages at all, so that character does not fit him at all.
Chuta solo.
Yeah, he does know that, which is the most important language to know. And with us, as always, that other voice you heard is our other co-host and giant girl, Keelrain.
Oh my god!
See, you don't know because it's like a camera trick. I'm like actually far away, sitting down, but I'm actually like, big. Check it out.
And also against a featureless wall with no other objects or scale, I guess.
Yeah. It turns out you're actually gigantic, and we're all like, "Wow, what a big lady."
Yeah, I'm
and
large
that's the extent of what you do.
I'm sure she'll kick somebody later.
If she kicks somebody, I'm pretty sure they're dead.
Yeah, I know. That's the point.
She could She could kick multiple people, probably at once, with one foot.
Yeah, and they would both die.
Do you think there's going to be like a rampage at the end of the season from her? Or she gets a clear path for the good guys?
I think it's going to be like Rampage, including The Rock being there.
The Rock's the only one who's tall enough to fight her.
I got this. And he just rips off his shirt. Yeah, I would. You know what? Better finale than what we'll probably get on the whatever this is. Anyway, welcome to TV Tuners, the podcast all about television. Another exciting week of action here. And hey, if you like what you're listening to so far, why not consider hitting that subscribe button?
What?
That's right. It's like right above probably where you're listening to this, or at least nearby.
Below, maybe.
You can go, yeah, sometimes below, sometimes in the middle.
Sometimes as above, so below.
Exactly. And you should as subscribe, so give 5 stars.
Please. It's the only way we can survive.
Yeah. It's it's how we survive on these mean podcast streets. Yeah, you can go give us 5 stars, maybe a little review. We'll read it aloud here on the pod
if we find it.
Yeah, if we take a glance and we notice that you did like a review for us, we're gonna be like, all right, I guess we'll read that.
I love you now.
You're a new best friend. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll weekly, if you write us a review every week.
Okay.
The person who wrote us the review that week is our new friend of the week. They get a big old shout out from us.
And a free hot dog.
No.
Hot dog may not be free.
Hot dog may not exist.
Ooh. Imaginary Schrodinger's hot dog.
No, there's just no hot dog. We're not doing the hot dog thing that costs money.
All right. Well, what you can do is go and do that Twitter thing. If you're on Twitter and you like funny TV content, why not go and mash that follow button at TV Tuners on Twitter is where you can find us.
And we've got an elite squad of, I think we're down to 4 interns survived the event.
40.
40 survived?
Yeah, they want you to think it's way less because they're planning.
Yeah. One of them threw a brick at me the other day.
Yeah, is that why you're all like that?
Yeah, that's why I had trouble speaking English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, that's why his face looks like that.
Yeah, brick shaped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a real Looney Tunes situation.
I had my mouth open and it just went inside and reshaped my face. I thought that was like a
cartoons only thing, but it's actually real. Like,
no, what do you think how do you think they drew that? They needed references.
Yeah, they just looked up pictures on the internet that existed.
That's crazy. I can't believe it. Thank you for the TV facts, fellas.
Yeah, those and all other TV facts can be found over at TV Tuners, at TV Tuners on Twitter. And hey, if that's not all, why not, if you have any quips, if you have any comments, questions, foresights, otherwise, why not send them to us at our email address, and we can read them aloud here on the pod.
Oh?
That's right. You can send them to any of those things to us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Gilrain?
I don't really understand what you're talking about, honestly. I think it's probably something like tvtuner at... I think that's it, right?
Sure. That's right. And you can be like Jason Lapine, who sent us this email. Sonic fan game using Doom engine helps feed hungry kids.
Wow, how did they know we like Sonic so much?
I assume you'd have to listen to the pod.
Specifically the end.
Yes. Yes, specifically the last 30 seconds of the pod. Hello. Have you heard of Sonic Roboblast 2? A fan-made Sonic game made up in the Doom engine?
You know I have heard of that. I played it once. I got to the first level. I was like, wow, this doesn't control that great. And I stopped playing it.
I played it once and I was like, this is alright. And then I never played it again. It's been in development for over 20 years and is close to completion. Wow,
True.
it's a real Duke Nukem Forever situation on that one.
Hey, that's not fair to that game.
To Duke Nukem Forever?
No. Sonic Roboblast. Be nice to them.
Yeah, to be fair, it's a fan game, and Duke Nukem Forever was like a professional game made by alleged professionals. The game has entered the speed gaming circuits and will be featured at next week's Speed Gaming Marathon for no kid hungry.
Speed gaming.
So is that different from speed running?
No, I think it's the same.
I think this person's just old.
I've attached... no, he looks pretty young in this photo, at least. I've attached more info on the game and the event if you'd be interested in covering this news with your audience. Wishing you a great week, Jason.
Guess we covered it. Now he can cover us.
Yes.
Yeah, and mayonnaise. I don't know what...
No, that would be the least... Why would you want to be covered in mayonnaise?
I want to be a big old sandwich.
You're scaring me, Swanson.
What are you getting at?
I just want to be a big sandwich
that a giant woman eats.
That's right. Oh, it should be clear, it's a giant woman, not like this clearly not woman on this show. It's a girl
that Joss Whedon picked out to be that age.
Presumably.
Doesn't this have source material, or is this an original product?
Who cares?
It's an original product. I'm sure this person's real happy that we brought this up while talking about Sonic Roboblast 2 and also No Kids Hungry.
Well,
this wasn't your fault.
Yeah, well, sometimes you break a few eggs.
This would have been more appropriate if it had been about the Smash Bros. Community.
Yeah, very true. Though this is the only way we can cover this sort of news with our audience. Anyway, thank you, Jason. Hopefully that was a great pitch on that for people.
Just one question is like, how did you get this email?
How did I get it? He sent it to me.
No, how did he?
How did he get our email address? What did he do?
That's a great question. I don't know. Maybe the higher ups at Big Heads Media are like putting us on lists. All right. Well, thank you for that email. Let's get to our tweet of the week, Custer.
Oh, okay. This tweet of the week comes from Dolly Madison at DollyMad1812, who writes, "The Bidens are just like Primrose and hashtag the Nevers." That's a picture of the giant girl.
Because of the giant photo of them with the Carters. Okay.
I did not
where
even
Joe Biden... It looks like they're in a fucking Spike Jonze video where Joe Biden is like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, he does look like he's 8 feet tall in this picture.
Yeah, it's wild. Have you seen this, Kieran?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's been making the rounds today.
I think I told you I've been clean for 3 weeks. Why?
That's a way to describe it.
The Bidens took a photo with the Carters, and either the Carters have shrunken significantly in their old age, or the Bidens are just now, I guess, gargantuans.
Oh my god, what is going on with...
Oh my god, describe Biden's dress.
Jill Biden?
Yeah.
It's like a dress that's
I mean outfit. Suit. So purple.
Oh, Biden's suit. Okay.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, the dress looks like a picture of like a lemon tree during the day.
It does.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine as a dress. I don't know.
Some of the lemons are they sliced on the vine, on the branches?
Yeah,
someone sliced one and just decided to eat a half a lemon.
But Joe Biden, he'd be looking like Phoenix Wright here.
He was really about to say, he should have said objection to this photo.
I think if he did that, either he or Carter would die.
According to the tweet, this is a result of a wide-angle lens in a tight space.
Yeah, it's also definitely 100% how Biden's positioned, because he's definitely like farther, he's closer to the camera than she is.
Yeah, I can imagine though, like they just throw the Carters, just like toss them across the room.
They're just tossing them back and forth between each other.
Yeah. Jimmy Carter's so happy in this photo.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you be happy if you didn't have to be president?
I guess I am happy.
Conclusively, no.
I do like that Jimmy Carter has a framed painting of himself in his house.
That's smaller than the one of his wife.
Yeah.
Real king.
I mean, that is a king move.
You're saying you don't have a framed picture of yourself on the wall, Swanson?
I do.
No, not yet. I'm waiting until I get podcast famous. Because if you put one up now, if people break into your house, they're going to be like, who's that fucking idiot?
They won't steal it.
I have a picture of me smelling a rose and looking really into it, like I'm experiencing like euphoria from it.
Well, that's a good picture, but people are going to break into your house and they're going to be like, what a fucking dweeb. But if you're famous, Keel Ryan, they're going to break into your house and they're going to be like, that's worth something. Let me steal it.
They're going to steal it, yeah.
Unless you're like a martial arts star, then they'll unbreak in and apologize to you. Like what happened to Dolph Lundgren when I tried to kidnap his wife.
Say that name again for me.
Dolph Lundgren.
I think there's an L in there.
Lundgren.
Anyway, I'm going to tune in on this. Okay. I'm going to tune in on this because I agree. The Bidens are 10 feet tall.
Fact.
That's why they're the president. That's why they're the presidential couple we need.
It's real.
Imagine Joe Biden picking up a big rock and then throwing it into the air and knocking.
At Iran.
I was gonna say taking an airplane out of the air, but that's also fun.
Yeah, I can't wait for the end of Biden's term where he climbs the Empire State Building
with a woman.
Well, yeah,
yes.
He's gonna have He's gonna have Mrs. Carter in his hand.
Oh no!
Yeah,
he's gonna be shouting. He's gonna be shouting. He's gonna be like, "Ah, America! Listen to me. This isn't who we are."
Yeah, I would enjoy that.
And we're going to get the media talking about how it's perfectly normal for a president to do this.
Yeah.
It's actually the sign of an acute mind.
They won't talk about this issue. Instead, they'll be talking about his dog biting somebody or something.
Yeah.
They're going to say this was unprecedented in a good way.
Yeah. Biden climbing the Empire State Building is very presidential.
Like, this event has brought everyone in the country together.
Anyway, yeah, so tune in on that. Good stuff all around. Congratulations.
You win!
All right, with all that out of the way, let's talk about what we watched this week. Anything fun, interesting?
I watched Kickboxer starring JCVD.
Ooh. Is this the one where he does the split?
He does the split in all of them. You know this.
I know.
But this is the one that explains how he can do the split as an origin story for the split.
Split origins.
Does he have bones?
Yes.
Oh my god, he can still split?
Yeah, I know.
Damn. Yeah, it's like a perfect split every time, too. He never hits his nuts.
I think his nuts are like hardened.
Oh. Yeah.
They don't explain that part?
Well, I think he he did like exercises to breathe in perfectly to shield his nuts by having his master drop stuff on it from a very tall height.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I feel like that might have the opposite effect of what he wanted.
Yeah, anyways, this movie is like Rocky but more racist.
Oh.
So tune out?
No, it's awesome. It's got a soundtrack by the You Got the Touch guy.
Oh. Was this before or after Transformers the movie?
I think this was before, 1984. Yeah, and the Transformers movie was 1986.
Okay, so he had not yet gotten the touch.
No. But he had known not to surrender.
That's good.
Also, his girlfriend gets raped.
Oh.
Very kind of unnecessary because his brother was also kidnapped.
So they're just piling some stuff on here.
Yeah.
Alright. Anything else?
No.
Alright. Let's see here. I'll just get it out of the way. I did watch some more Gundam.
How'd that go?
Well, there's this thing that showed up recently called the Big Zam.
Yes.
It was pretty cool. Dozel came and went, and so did Sledger Law.
Yeah, rest in peace, the two masculine idols.
Yeah, the two big-chinned kings.
The two role models for the kids on this program.
What did you think of Sledger Law's romance there, Swanson?
Yeah, well, that was a interesting one-episode arc.
Isn't it like a love pentagon? Bright's there, and the dweeb with the glasses are there.
That dweeb with the glasses is there, but they don't even hint that. They don't really hint that Mariah's interested in Sledger until after he hits her.
Yeah, that was pretty iffy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Luckily, Gundam doesn't get even more iffier with women.
And there's been only the faintest of hints that Bright is into her until that exact same moment, so...
I don't know, isn't there some subtle stuff like him saying, I'm relying on you?
Well, that's what he says it in that episode.
Oh, never mind then.
And he's real vague about it. He's like really like kind of towing the line there. He's like, you can always talk to me about your problems, Mirai.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, whatever. Well, I gotta go make sure Sledger's alright.
I gotta go make sure we don't crash into a canyon or something.
Yeah.
Like, listen, Mirai, you don't understand. I think about you sometimes.
When I'm alone.
It's like,
yeah. This guy who's a random person's ideal of Sylvester Stallone with no reference photos. I gotta go look and see what he's up to.
This man who looks like he has a slab of meat for a face.
Yeah. Which I guess is accurate for Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's a good show.
Also,
good stuff.
You saw Showdown at Texas?
That was the last episode I watched, yeah.
Yes,
it was cool.
McQuaid was secretly the MVP of the Xeon War effort this whole time.
It turns out.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a good show. I like it.
I think you're getting to the point. point where the show almost gets canceled, and it's saved.
I'm getting to the end of the show. I have like 6 episodes left.
Yeah, pretty much. They were going to be canceled like right around that point, but a letter writing campaign let them get those last 6 episodes in.
What a weird ending that would have been.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a full 50, and then it would end with Amuro fighting Giran in like an experimental mobile armor.
No, I mean, I don't think I want to. I don't think Giran's the type of dude to pilot.
No, that would suck ass.
He just makes everyone else pilot.
What a weird.
Yeah, you know, he's a real Shinji's dad in that sort of aspect. Let's get to a show that I watched that I didn't care for that much in the end.
The
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Uh-oh.
Or should I say Captain America and the Winter Soldier. It was fine, I guess.
No.
It was
If you have to say I guess, then it's not fine.
Like, if you're a fan of Marvel shows, you'll probably find something to enjoy in that. I found some things to enjoy in it. It's just that overall, it was kind of a mess.
Hold on, if you say you're a fan of Marvel shows, like half of the Marvel shows are Netflix, or the Netflix stuff.
I meant
that's
if you're a fan
different.
of Marvel. If you're a fan of the MCU, Stairmaster, don't be that guy.
Alright.
But there's too much. It was a show that was trying to do too much in 6 episodes, and also the episode we watched for the pod, they were actually too lackadaisical in terms of plotting, and in the next 5 episodes are just crammed with it.
So what happened to that boat? Did they sell it or not?
They fix it up in the 5th episode as like a team building thing between him and Bucky.
Wow. And then do they like storm the bad guy's base with it?
No,
sadly no. Wait, did you watch it, Kyo?
No, I didn't watch it, but I know for a fact that they would not do that.
Of course not.
No, that would have been cool. They don't storm the base with it though. The Falcon's new Captain America suit is made with like vibranium though, so he's like essentially the new Tony Stark.
Yeah, so he can deliver maximum pleasure.
Yes, exactly.
That's one of the lesser known features of vibranium.
Yeah. Well, that's why everyone likes Black Panther so much.
Or dead. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's...
What happened to the character? Like, well, what are they going to do with him?
We don't know.
I'm sure it'll be dumb.
Yeah, probably.
They'll just recast him.
He's resting. He had facial reconstruction surgery.
Yeah, he's played by Danny Glover now. Or Donald Glover.
Oh, well. That's interesting. I mean, they look nothing alike, but okay.
He hasn't shaved, so he doesn't want to take his helmet off.
Yeah.
Now I'm envisioning the guy from Death Grips as Black Panther.
But just to give you an idea of how much like stuff is crammed into it, so based off of just the first episode we watched, okay, so you got Sam and Bucky have to team up and stuff, right? And there's that new Captain America guy.
Yes.
There's that new Captain America guy who becomes a U.S. agent later, if you're a fan of the comics. In addition to that, there's the Flag Smasher stuff, which doesn't get almost any time, really. It's very underdeveloped. Baron Zemo shows up for a couple episodes. Sharon Carter is here. There's also some like secret agent lady who's played by Elaine from Seinfeld.
Okay. How much more they got?
That's the gist of like that, but it's 6 episodes. Like, that's too much stuff to cram in the 6 episodes when you also have to do a whole arc for both Bucky and Sam.
Yeah, like you could probably get a whole half season out of any of those.
Yeah. The show does try to tackle like race stuff and doesn't do super great with it either. They introduce Isaiah Bradley, who's a character from the comics, who was like Black Captain America. He was given the super soldier serum in like the same time that Steve was, I guess, but he was rejected he was sort of erased from history because he was a black man. And they have this bit here where in the episode 5, it's a very powerful scene actually, where him and Sam have this conversation. He's like, listen, there shouldn't be a black Captain America because no self-respecting black man would ever want to wear that mask. And Sam just like ignores it and becomes Captain America anyway. And then later when they have the conversation, when they meet again, Isaiah's just like, well, I guess you're just going to be Captain America now, huh? Oh, well. Like, they can't just have two differing opinions on the matter.
They couldn't have him just like shake his head and be like, wow, look at
like,
this.
they could have even had a scene where he just shakes his head and be like, they're not going to understand. And he just has to, like, begrudgingly accept that this guy isn't really going to be on board with what he's doing.
No, you have to have it be, like, completely cathartic. You can't have it be challenging anyway, otherwise you're Zack Snyder. The greatest monster in film history.
It's true.
What did Zack Snyder do that was challenging?
He had Superman kill people as collateral damage. This big dragon.
I mean, is that challenging, or is that just, like, a misinterpretation of a character?
See? Exactly. Swanson's mad.
So yeah, it's a mixed bag altogether. I would say tune out, but you know, if you're a huge Marvel fan,
come on,
go ahead and you could try it. You know,
no,
I think we already tuned out on the program.
Yes, we already tuned out. So fuck off, Swanson.
I'm giving my official take on this. Fuck you, Stairmaster.
No, our episode's the official take.
You know what I say? Tune out on Kickboxer, you piece of shit.
Oh, that's fair. It is very
sounds like an awful movie. Go watch Rocky.
Yeah, I guess.
No one gets raped in that.
Is that everything you got, Swanson? Is that all you watched?
Yeah.
All right.
I did watch Mortal Kombat, the new one.
Oh, I watched the old one.
Tune in or tune out?
Tune out. There were some fun fatalities, but it's literally barely a story.
I would say tune in on the old one.
Ooh, okay.
Greatest.
Also, they add in like a new OC to the movie, and he's like the protag. He's
trying to protect his family.
Yeah, and spoiler, because it is a new movie. He ends up being Scorpion's like ancestor, or like the ancestor of Scorpion,
descendant, reincarnation,
something like that.
Also,
but he has like different powers entirely.
Also, the Mortal Kombat does not actually happen in that movie.
Nope, they just sort of like kill all of Shang Tsung's guys, and then he's just like, well, you got me this time. Better luck next movie. For me. And then he leaves.
We're going to have a sequel.
Yeah, classic Shang Tsung. I give up.
Yeah, he's always with the submission, that guy.
You're safe.
You're also completely safe now.
To make sure that you know that the main character's a badass, he does kill Goro.
Yeah, in a barn.
Yeah, it's fine. There's some fun fatalities, but tune out on that. Don't waste your time.
Just watch the compilation of fatalities from it.
Yeah, watch the compilation. Watch. Hopefully, it includes the part where Jax gets his arms ripped off because that is cool.
I watched and completed Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta.
Ooh, sad boy show confirmed.
Yeah, definitely a sad boy show.
Definitely a broken boys program.
Oh, absolutely, the brokenest of boys in this product, Swanson.
Just nonstop, wall to wall, broken boys.
Yeah, it's like how sad stuff happens in war sometimes. Yeah, this is sad stuff happens in war, but more.
Oh, okay. So far, so good.
Yeah, and I think it's consistently better looking than the original by a pretty big margin.
I don't think we discussed that in the pod, but we did talk about. I did say that the animation might not be as good as the original, even if the actual drawings are better.
No, I would find that super hard to believe, and I haven't even watched it yet.
I don't see that at all, Stair.
I will say the fight choreography isn't as good in Zeta. I think because the mobile suits are too mobile.
Ooh. Yeah, like the mobile suits are like flying around doing like crazy moves. The choreography isn't really like punchy. It's kind of like I think it served a narrative purpose though. The way the fights went, that half the time somebody got away, just like left.
Yeah, there's people getting away a lot in that show. But also a huge kill count.
Yeah, huge kill count, just people fighting over and over again. Many chances to not do that, but they still do it, and it kind of serves the story.
Because of people like them, this war won't continues.
Yeah, it's like, you guys could easily just not do this.
Yeah.
You could still go home, but you still you want to do what? You want to get a promotion, Jared? Come on.
He wants to avenge his dead girlfriends.
To be fair, even the original does have to have a fight every episode.
Yeah. I don't think...
You get bored if there wasn't a fight every episode.
I don't think it's until, like, Gundam X that they stopped doing a fight every episode, and even then, that's like once every 7 episodes or so they don't have a fight episode.
Yeah.
And when you were watching it, were you like, oh... boring.
Yeah, I think they did a good job in Zeta Gundam, though, to make the fights seem like strictly not exciting because they're bad, right?
Well,
like they're exciting fights because they're robots flying around, but narratively it's just like we don't even know what each battle is because it's all stupid, pointless war.
Yeah,
and it's just an opportunity for somebody to possibly die.
Ooh. Yeah, so both factions in that show want the same thing. It just one is fascist about it.
So it turns out that this show is actually more anti-war somehow than Gundam, the original.
Mm-hmm.
I would say by like a pretty big margin too.
Ooh, amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Like all things considered, there were a few things about it that were a little iffy. Whenever they talked about men and women, it was kind of like, oh. What year did this come out in?
1985.
So yeah, that's a thorough tune in on Zeta Gundam. I hope I didn't spoil too much with saying... I don't think I did.
I think I did.
You did, yeah.
Shameful.
All right, well, with all that out of the way, let's get to the Rabble, huh?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. What's that?
The Rabble, of course, is a segment here on the pod where we give you a little sneak peek of the show that we watched this week. It's particularly what people on IMDb and what critics on Rotten Tomatoes have to say about it. You see, we got a lot of segments we get through here on the pod, and I want to give you a little taste of what you can expect from us before, by getting you the critics and amateur, I guess, consensus before you get our official opinion.
The only one that matters.
That's right. These ones don't matter.
Just skip over this.
Which is why we're telling you about them.
That's right. Anyway, do you want to start us off, Keo?
Yeah. I got a bit of a long one here to get us started.
Oh, okay.
Because why not? This one just kind of... I guess I shouldn't preface it because I haven't even read it, honestly. This is a 5 out of 10. And it's titled, One of the Worst Pilots I've Seen. By Annie Bacall.
By Jared.
Yeah.
Jared Massa.
I got excited for this because I used to watch everything by Joss Whedon.
Oh, no.
No matter how terrible the plots are, you always end up liking the characters and becoming invested. But this is bland beyond belief. A film with this kind of production value should not look so boring visually. Too many close shots and not enough establishing shots to show the world it's set in. No sense of pacing whatsoever. Just one thing after another and no breathing room. Characters are introduced quickly without giving you much to know or care about them. Steampunk X-Men is a cool concept that should make entertaining TV, but after the episode I hardly felt like anything in particular happened. The only memorable scene was probably Malady in the opera, who was a mix of Joker and Jennifer Goines from The 12 Monkeys. Whatever that is.
Isn't that the movie about the virus that Bruce Willis has to travel back in time to prevent?
Yeah, I have to remember who that character is. Anyway, continue, Q.
I don't know what the production and editing process was like. It was probably fraught. But this honestly looks like a huge directorial mess. However, I still feel obligated to keep following. I was bored by the first couple episodes of Firefly, and I fast-forwarded several episodes of Penny Dreadful at the start, both of which I ended up eventually getting into. I just hope the actors, in particular Laura Donnelly and Anne Skelly, will step it up and find the characters' voices, because so far they've been hard to watch. Lastly, a murder of crows refers to the way that crows gather around a dead crow and look at it in silence as if intending a funeral.
I knew there was a reason you were reading all this.
And the theory is that they're trying to figure out the cause of the murder so that they know how to avoid the same fate in the future. Crows are one of the most intelligent species in the world.
It's true. They form like tribes and stuff.
62 out of 154 found this helpful.
First off, good ratio. Second, I mean, not wrong about the general.
That's what we were gonna say. So I guess we're done for the week.
Yeah, good on it. You know what? Congratulations for making the podcast easier for both us and the listener.
Yeah, we can just go back to talking about Gundam.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about Yaz and Gable.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's no lie there. That's for sure. It is funny that this person
is a big Joss Whedon fan.
And that's not funny. That part just is like sad, right?
Yeah.
It's not sad that you are a fan of Joss Whedon. It's fine to be a fan of somebody. It's just sad that when you're a fan of somebody and then they just completely and thoroughly disappoint you for years on end. And then also turn out to be a huge monster.
You keep watching.
Anyway. Yeah. I mean, they're not wrong about certain aspects. I do think it's weird that they did have to describe crows to us for it was just a blink and you miss it thing, right?
It was,
not important to the story
in any way. It was a Whedon-ass quip.
Unless do we think the ship at the end was piloted by crows?
Yes.
Something to think about. While you're thinking about that, why don't I head on over to Rotten Tomatoes to give you guys the critics' consensus on this particular show.
It stinks!
It's true. The tomato meter's a big old Rotten Tomatoes splat there. It's 46% of critics like this show.
Ooh.
Now, this is, it's been a while since we had a true split between critic and audience, because the audience, 84% like this.
Well, you saying that's a full bucket of popcorn?
That's a full bucket of popcorn, Kieran. 84%, that's certified fresh.
Oh my god.
It's not, I don't think, but certified, I don't know how the tomato meter works. Here. Yeah, it's a certified bucket. But we are talking about the critics here, of course, so I'll start with this negative review, which is from Ben Travers of IndieWire.
Okay.
The Nevers inconsistencies can make for a maddening viewing experience, setting you from the edge of your seat to sprawled out on the floor, trying to find your eyes after they rolled out of your head. But I'd be lying if I said I'm done. C+.
Okay.
So I guess he's like, there's a nice little hook at the end there. You know, he got me in the first half, not gonna lie.
He's gonna keep watching it, Swanson. So.
Well, he's probably paid to.
Yeah. I would watch it too if I got paid more. Do not do this.
Do not hit our buy me a coffee up.
Alright, so that's, fine. If I good on him, for having to endure more of this. We, the chosen few, only have to watch the one episode and decide.
Well, are you guys already doing your tune in, tune out right now?
Yeah, tune out.
No, I'm just saying we're the chosen few who only have to watch one episode, and then we get to decide whether or not we watch more.
We've been sent to this earth by God to render TV judgments because it's beneath him.
This one comes from a top critic. I mean, to be fair to Mr. Travers, he's also a top critic, but this is another top critic. This positive review from Kylie Northover of The Age. The Nevers is much more than standard superhero fare, encompassing science fiction, horror, dark humor, and a gorgeous steampunk aesthetic, while addressing the very topical issue of women having power, and those who fear them. 4 out of 5.
I mean...
So, does it address that issue very well, do you think?
No, there's like one scene.
In the pilot? No.
Yeah.
But it is like 15 minutes long. So maybe
it's true. Yeah, it does go on for quite a bit. I'm just going to run through the list of things that were here. It encompasses science fiction. I guess that is true. Do have some of that. Horror. Are there elements of horror here?
There was somebody dangerous.
There's a lady with a knife. That's scary.
I guess it's true. Dark humor. I don't know if I laughed at all in this, but I guess maybe there's some dark humor here. Was it supposed to be dark humor when they ran past the one guy and he was, and that murderous lady ran past him and he was like still hard?
I think that's just humor.
Yeah, that's just a bone joke.
Yeah, maybe depending on what color the skin is down there, maybe it's dark.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, I don't know if I would agree with most of this, but more power to you, I suppose. Since we're all about women having power.
We are strictly about that. Women having power and women piloting Gundams successfully.
That's right.
Still hasn't happened.
Oh, uh-oh.
Well, there hasn't been a protagonist that's female.
Do you want to finish this off, sir?
Oh, I guess. Alright, this review comes from Dimikhov, who writes, "Great, but I hope Milady dies ASAP. It's a very engaging story with great characters matched by great actors. Unfortunately, it's not even. There are plot holes you can run a bus through.
Choo-choo.
Horrible acting by Milady and some extras, and of course, a dose of a sermon nobody asked for. Remember, show don't tell. Overall, waiting for each episode, but losing a bit of interest with each passing one. 8 out of 10.
8
Does
out
that
of
sound
10.
like an 8? Yes.
8 out of 10.
I'm struggling to hold on. 8 out of 10.
What a twist.
Lost faith in humanity through this product. 8 out of 10.
Better twist than the show.
Humans have taken the Earth for granted. 8 out of 10.
Society is a fuck. And everything. 8
Their
out of
souls are held down by Earth's gravity. 8 out of 10.
This happened to my buddy Eric once. 8 out of 10. So thanks for everybody for that. That was the rabble. Stay tuned for our official takes on the Nevers. And who knows, maybe you already know where we're leaning. That's just the way this particular segment works sometimes.
Usually.
With all that out of the way, let's get to the news, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we all love just a good old billionaire who's very big into going to space, right? That's like a good endeavor. That's right, Batman. And there's no, as we know, Batman doesn't actually exist, so we have to settle for the next best thing, which is the human equivalent minus the superheroics of Elon Musk.
But he is still racist, like Batman.
Like Batman, yeah. He's actually just Bruce Wayne if he never became Batman.
Wait, so what is he doing exactly?
He's hosting SNL.
Oh?
Oh, God.
That's like getting Osama bin Laden to host SNL.
Is he going to dethrone Steven Seagal as the worst SNL host?
I mean, are we just going to ignore that Donald Trump hosted the fucking thing?
Well, Donald Trump is funny.
He hosted it? I thought he was just on it.
No, he hosted SNL when he was running for president.
Oh my God, why they did that?
Yeah, well, I think it was before he got the nomination, so it was technically as he was running for the nomination. But
that's unacceptable.
Good. I like it.
You like it?
Donald Trump.
Are you gonna like this? You a big fan of this?
No, absolutely not. Donald Trump was our funniest president.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it.
If you're the Joker.
Trump is, he's good for the memes, but for people's well-being.
Oh no,
not so funny.
Well, in that case, I guess Elon Musk is sort of similar.
I think it's like a trolley problem, but with one track when it comes to who's the president right now at any given moment. Like either way, people are going to be run over.
I guess that's true. You just have to determine how many people and also how bad it actually is for everyone else.
How fast the tram is going, I guess.
Yeah, because it's not just that people get run over, but also that everyone else gets covered in blood and disease.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're just describing the regular trolley problem.
Yeah.
For Elon Musk, though, he's trying to solve the trolley problem by sending the train into space, but also to keep the people tied to the tracks.
Oh, Elon Musk would never involve himself with a train. That's where poor people go to get around.
Yeah, but if he could throw a train into space, he's all for it.
He also wants to, build a tunnel underground.
Yes.
Not for a train, but for a car.
Like a little vacuum tube to shoot cars around at Mach 6.
I'm sure he'll talk about all of this stuff when, of course, he shows up to the ostensible comedy show known as Saturday Night Live. Elon Musk, of course, a huge comedian, right? We've seen him do tons of funny stuff.
He's posted stupid things.
I mean, Tesla's kind of funny to watch in action.
You mean how it's extremely overvalued?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that funny or devastating?
Well, you can either laugh or you can cry, Keo. Those are the options in 2021.
I mean, it's funny in the sense that rich people are going to just sign up to buy this very very dumb thing. Anyway, so Miley Cyrus is the musical guest, so I guess worst case scenario, there's at least one good thing out of this. You can watch Miley Cyrus perform.
Maybe.
If you're a fan of Miley Cyrus.
Otherwise, no. Anyway, this is just a good old thing of maybe we don't with SNL anymore. How about we just stop?
I've been saying this for years.
Yeah, we talked about it with The Simpsons. Just stop. After a while, something has been on for too long. Even no matter how many times you switch people, if the same person is running something for as long as Lorne Michaels has been running SNL, it's no good.
Imagine if they just kept going with Mobile Suit Gundam for 30 years instead of doing new shows.
Well, it's just, you can't have the same person feeding ideas out into the public in the same venue for 30 years. It gets tiring.
Has Lorne Michaels been on it for 30 years?
He took a brief break for 5 years in the beginning of the 80s and has been on the show since.
Oh my god.
So from 1985 to now, he has been running the show.
Maybe he's afraid that he'll drop dead like a Supreme Court justice if he retires.
I mean, it's possible, I guess. Is that how SNL gets passed on? The Congress has to vote on it?
Yes.
Oh no. I hate to see who they're gonna make the new showrunner for SNL when he passes away.
Oh, it's probably gonna be Lena Dunham or something.
Oh no. Back for the new season of SNL, it's Louis C.K.
Yes. Al Franken. It's Al Franken's idea.
I think it's just time to give him a new chance.
Also, Al Franken is now the president of the United States in this scenario.
I guess there are worse options, right?
Yes.
I'm just wondering when Elon Musk is just going to go live on the moon and leave us alone.
Never, Kieran. He'll never leave us alone. He'll always be pestering us.
Wow.
Yeah, and overthrowing South American governments.
Yeah, or attempting to anyway.
Yes.
It was only successful for a little bit.
Promoting cryptocurrencies that have no value.
Oh yeah, do you think he's going to do that on SNL?
Probably.
Oh man, we should just buy some Dogecoin just in case.
I think Musk is probably going to sell a limited time NFT of his time on SNL.
Of his taint.
Him on. Yeah. No, that would kick ass. He wouldn't do that.
That's a Mad TV sketch.
But moving on from that, let's talk about everyone's favorite Stone Age family.
The Simpsons.
Yes, that's right. That classic idea of what if it's the honeymooners, but also they're cavemen? The Flintstones. The Flintstones. The Flonsteins.
The Flonts.
The Flonst. The Flintstones, of course, is a classic of television, even though it's not very good from my recollection.
Wow,
I've watched a lot of episodes of the Flintstones, and I remember distinctly never enjoying it.
Yeah, Stare. Are you trying to tell me?
I didn't like it either as a kid, but I figured it was important.
Trying to fucking score points for the boomers who are listening to this podcast, of which there are none, I imagine.
I hope not.
There's no one.
There's Puff Piper
who thinks
who's an honorary
there's no one who
boomer.
There's no one who finds the Flintstones funny, other than like the creators of the Flintstones,
who are long since dead.
Yeah, the funniest thing about the Flintstones is that live action movie where John Goodman is Fred Flintstone.
Oh yeah, and the guy who played King Robert, from Game of Thrones, played Barney.
Oh yeah,
I can't even remember his name.
And Rosie O'Donnell's like Betty or something. Anyway, never one to pass up a new attempt at rebooting something classic. Fox has decided to pick up a what is being referred to as a sequel series.
Ooh, Yabba Dabba 2!
It's going to be simply called... Are you talking about the Jetsons, Gilrain? Because I don't think that counts, buddy.
That's not allowed.
No, I mean, literally, they had a sequel where it was about, like, if, like, the little babies were, like, they were, like, teenagers.
And on TV?
Yeah, I watched it.
I think I watched it, too, but I remember more of the young Fred spinoff, where he's a kid.
Oh, what? I don't remember either of these.
There was definitely a spinoff like made in the 80s where Fred and Barney were kids.
A pup named Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it aired on like UPN or something.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I remember Teen Pebbles.
Wow, this sounds infuriating.
It wasn't good, I'll tell you that much.
This one's going to be called Bedrock. And while you hear the name Bedrock and you think it's going to be like...
show?
No, it's a Fox show. It's also going to be animated, I believe. Oh no, I'm lying to you. It's not. Uh-oh.
Thanks for telling us that.
Wait, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking up a picture of Teen Pebbles and Teen Bam Bam.
Oh my god!
I don't like this at all.
Oh my god, fucking Bam Bam is...
Why does Bam Bam have a tiny little turtle shell bowler hat?
Why is his chest so big but his arms are kind of like skinny?
Yeah, shouldn't he be buff, like all around? He literally hurls people. That's his whole thing. He throws them around.
This is their idea of being buff, like having like a barrel, like literal barrel chest, and then just like stick arms. Comparatively,
he looks terrifying. If I saw that walking down the street, I would run for my life.
You would not be able to escape, Swanson.
No, look at how long his arms are. He'd grab me in a second. So this new show, Bedrock, is what is being described as an adult-oriented, because of course it is, sequel series about Pebble Flintstone embarking on her own career.
Okay. So it's
Fred is apparently going to be there on the brink of retirement. There's no mention of Wilma in the write-up.
Oh, she must have died.
Rest in peace.
She got fridged.
That's really sad.
That's like Rocky 6.
Anyway, we don't know anything about what this is going to entail other than that brief little snippet. But I don't know what there's going to be like. I don't know. How do you evolve the Stone Age to that point? Like,
well,
if Pebbles is an adult, that's what, 20 years, let's say, being generous?
Yeah, so like they're fighting over iron now.
Yeah, like, at that point it's no longer the Stone Age, is it? It's just like
Did they go from
they're
stone
entering
to
the Middle
iron?
Ages.
They invented agriculture, and now they're fighting a desperate battle for their freedom as despots try to force them to the fields.
Yeah, something like that. Like, I mean, yeah.
The thing about the Flintstones is, the society in the Flintstones is pretty much just like their modern society, but they just have jokes about having dinosaurs do everything.
A smartphone made out of stone, and there's like one of those little tiny dinosaurs that ate the guy from Seinfeld in Jurassic Park.
If this is an adult-oriented show, do we think that like the season finale of season 1 is they think a meteor is going to hit the planet?
Yes.
Because the dinosaurs are still around, presumably, so like eventually that meteor's hitting.
Yeah, but Bam Bam...
They haven't done anything to change that.
Yeah, but Bam Bam would just hit the meteor with his stone club and knock it back into space.
Well, yeah, but you've got to give people tension for the season 1 finales there. You can't just have them do it.
Well, if he's going to do it, he's going to have a grave sacrifice because this is adult-oriented.
Yeah, like, well, he loses an arm.
I'm thinking if this is going to be like a modern take on the Flintstones. Since the Flintstones was the Honeymooners, but the Stone Age, what should this be?
The Simpsons, but it's the Stone Age.
That's still 30 years out of date.
I don't know.
Seinfeld with the Stone Age.
No, that's still out of date though. That's like almost 30 years old.
It's preferable, I think. I'd rather.
Okay, Theory. Cheers, but it's the Stone Age.
What a vicious cycle.
Norm! Hey, fellas, give me a Bronto burger, quick!
Ooh, look at these berries I found. It's just hanging out around a bush.
No, Keo had the right idea. It's Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Pebbles hangs out with, like, a group of nerds.
Bam Bam's a nerd as well.
And they're just talking...
Pebbles is already like Penny.
But all their references would just be like the cave paintings or the Epic of Gilgamesh.
This doesn't that doesn't really jibe with the fact that Fred is apparently going to be a major character in this, though.
Oh.
Also, no mention of Bam Bam, Barney, or any of the other characters. Where's the Great Gazoo?
Yeah. Where's the Thing?
Yeah. Everyone's favorite Flintstone. Where are the vitamins?
Okay.
There'll be vitamins.
Swanson, you mentioning the Great Gazoo was like
traumatic.
You brought him into my life again.
Yeah, I feel like
that is how it happens.
I feel like I'm that child again, just staying up till 2 a.m. to watch the reruns.
It is weird that they just decided at one point in the show, presumably, I guess, when ratings were starting to dip, instead of just continuing to do a lazy riff of the Honeymooners, to be exact, they would also add an alien.
An alien that just breaks the world just completely apart.
Consistently, but never, like, does anything of interest in terms of, like... this alien, as far as we know, is just around to torment only Fred and Barney.
Yeah.
What was going on with this writing?
Wasn't he like a genie who granted wishes? Too?
Yeah, he had like magic.
Yeah, he was a magic boy. He was essentially Q from Star Trek. But less fun. Because he wasn't dealing with a Picard, he was dealing with fucking Fred and Barney.
He was like cheerfully condescending to them.
That's what they should do, Star Trek, but it's the Stone Age. Like, they did some invented boats, and now they're sending their best people out to explore the rest of the world.
Water, the final frontier, we think.
So
you're
saying it's not Star Trek?
It's Water Trek.
So do they have like a really sophisticated like system on the boat where they're like acting like the Star Trek characters?
Yes, but instead of computers, they just have monkeys with like beads on sticks that can be around.
You know what? I would watch that show.
Hollywood, hire us.
Yeah, maybe put it next to Bedrock.
They asked for a status update for the guy with like the binocular.
They didn't have binoculars until like the 1600s, Keo.
And when they say binocular, I mean the one eye binocular that doesn't have any lens on it.
Not a periscope either.
Yeah. No. They don't understand how it works yet.
They just have a talking hawk that tells them where the stuff is. Because they can see very far.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can look forward to Bedrock coming soon to a Fox station near you.
Which will not be as great as my ideas.
Alright, well, that's it for the news. So let's get to a segment near and dear to everybody's hearts. It's Guess Who's Coming! Hit the theme, Kyorain.
Oh, Guess Who's Coming. Ooh, yeah, ooh.
Guess Who's Coming is a game show of sorts on the pod, where I give my friends, Kyorain and Stairmaster, the name of an upcoming show for the month of May in TV land, and they have to guess what the premise is based off of the title alone. You'll be surprised what they come up with.
I can win.
I can win. I proved this last time.
It's true. Stair did win a very rare feat. Let's see if he can continue and start maybe a streak of some sort.
Oh my god, that would be insane.
Let's go to the broadcast networks and start with Fox for this title. A favorite of mine, just to read the title: Crime Scene Kitchen.
Okay. Do you want to go, Stair?
I think this is like a reality show where they go to the worst restaurants in America, where the state of their kitchen is criminal, and perhaps their food too.
Okay. Who's there? Do you think there's anybody in particular there?
Anthony Bourdain. No, not Anthony Bourdain. Gordon Ramsay.
Okay, good call. One of them is dead.
All right, well, Stair, okay, first of all, that was my idea. Thank you. Second of all...
I thought you were going to go for a police procedural.
Okay, well, why would I do that if you could talk about Gordon Ramsay? But that's the thing, though. That's already Gordon Ramsay's show.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He wouldn't be on this show. This would be a knockoff of it. But anyways, I guess I'm going to have to come up with something else. All right, so this is a procedural show.
Oh, okay.
Where there's been a crime in the kitchen. Somebody made something horrible. They created it, and now we need to figure out which person cooked it.
So it's literally like there's some sort of crime going on here. It's Law and Order Kitchen edition.
It's like laughing emojis. Who made this? Laughing emojis.
Yeah, but there's like a arm.
Oh,
there's an arm.
There's like an arm cake.
Oh God.
Oh, that sounds hideous. All right. Hosted. Sorry, Kieran. Who do you think is in this show? It's only fair since I asked Stair.
Let's see. Emerald Degassi.
Oh, okay. Hosted by actor and comedian Joel McHale, Crime Scene Kitchen is a culinary guessing game in which bakers are tasked with decoding what type of dessert was made when all that's left are the crumbs, flour trails, and a few elusive clues. They must then recreate the recipe for celebrity judges, Chef Curtis Stone, and cake artist Yolanda Gamp, who will determine how closely their sweet treats match the missing dessert.
Okay. That's a spicy meatball.
Well, mine's the only one that actually mentioned some kind of investigation happening.
True.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Although Stairs is a reality show.
Yeah, I got the genre right, but Keo got the content right.
Right, and I suppose I do have to lean on content with that one. So, Keo, you get the first point there.
Understandable.
At last.
Joel McHale, though.
At last, a point in this game.
Let's move over to the little heard of network known as Epix.
Ooh.
For this show, Fall River.
All right, so
this is like River.
This is like a set in the Midwest, maybe like on the far eastern side, like near the Dakotas or something. It's a small town with drama. Maybe a guy is like out of prison or something and he's moving back in for the first time in 20 years. And there's some fucking.
Oh, okay.
Alright, here's what Fall River is. A man has fallen into the river at Lego City. Build a helicopter and rescue him.
Watch it be blocks.
That's your whole pitch?
Honestly, Swanson, I have no clue what that show could be, so yes.
Well, it's definitely going to be at a place called that. There's no way.
Maybe it could be a person name.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the name. Their name is Fall River. Is their
in that
Gundam
case,
character.
That means they're good at something. Because otherwise, why would the show be named after them?
They're probably good at assembling the helicopter.
Yes, Fall River is about a competitive Lego builder.
I would watch that. All right, 1979, Fall River, Massachusetts.
Fuck!
Home to the notorious Lizzie Borden. 3 young women were killed in a series of brutal murders. police alleged a satanic cult was practicing human sacrifice. The cult leader, a man named Carl Drew, was captured and sent to prison for life without parole. 20 years after the trial, the lead investigator became so haunted by inconsistencies in the story that he re-investigated his own case after he retired. Evidence surfaced, bringing the entire story into question.
Okay, so Stair got it right strictly because he said it was the name of a place.
But also I said there'd be a prison. On the other hand, this does sound like a situation where you should fire up the rescue helicopter. So
I don't think the rescue helicopter is going to save anybody in this case, considering that, one, people have already been murdered. Two, I guess a cult leader could still get on a helicopter and cause some ruckus.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a problem.
Yeah.
You don't want to give cult leaders any vehicles, especially ones that can fly.
No, that's no good. Could you imagine David Koresh on a helicopter?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Like, you just blowing away the ATF guys.
Well, yeah, while, like, flying around his burning complex.
Yeah, and marrying children, I guess.
Yeah, well, we can't all be heroes.
Let them fight.
Yeah, exactly. Let God sort them out. All right. Well, let's move forward. You're at one apiece.
Was it Stair? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Stair got it. Okay.
Yeah, Stair got the point. Sorry, I didn't say that. Stair got the point. You're at one apiece. So let's move to Amazon for this. I'm just going to see what you guys expect from this one. Amazon, this one is called The Underground Railroad.
Oh. So this is where we get points for knowing history, I guess.
Well, we'll see.
Who was the lady who did that?
I don't know, Keo. Who was it?
It was Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
Was there a little guy involved?
Let's see. I don't think there was a little man involved in the situation, right? But yeah, this is definitely about the actual Underground Railroad. You know what? I'm gonna say there's a little man involved. Yeah.
The little man is the oppressed people.
No, the little man is like
Mr. Like Conductor.
He's the investigator who's trying to like figure out why these slaves are getting loose.
Oh.
And he's not a very large man because you don't want to sympathize with. Wait, no. Oh my god.
You don't want to sympathize with a little man. Interesting take here, Keo.
I don't know what I was getting at with that.
The mask has come off.
Mask off. Keo hates little men.
Okay, so he's a regular-sized man who's unrelatable for other reasons than being little. How about that?
Probably for being a racist.
Yeah, for being a racist, he wants to get all the slaves and put them back in the plantation.
He wants all the slaves just for himself.
Yeah, and Harriet Tubman has a crossbow.
I think they already did that. I think Harriet Tubman had guns in real life.
Oh, it's a crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah, did he say a gun?
All right, I'm just saying.
No, what's your predictions there?
All right, I think this is a modern show set in New York or San Francisco about the black
subway.
Experience. No, it's just about the black experience in America. But it'll be rehabilitating the American empire somehow.
So no subways involved in this.
No. Oh, they might ride the subway if they live in New York.
Yeah. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, definitely not San Francisco, though.
I thought you said it was set in New York.
No, I said New York or San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
The Underground Railroad chronicles Cora Randall's desperate bid for freedom in the antebellum South.
Ooh.
After escaping a Georgia plantation for the rumored Underground Railroad, Cora discovers no mere metaphor, but an actual railroad full of engineers and conductors, and a secret network of tracks and tunnels beneath the southern soil. Over the course of her journey, Cora is pursued by Ridgway, a bounty hunter who is fixated on bringing her back to the plantation she escaped, especially since her mother, Mabel, is the only one he has never caught. As she travels from state to state, Cora contends with the legacy of the mother that left her behind, and her own struggles to realize a life she never thought was possible.
Okay, that took some...
Yeah?
Took some twists and turns.
This is based off of a mostly fiction novel, I would imagine, by a man named Colson Whitehead. It's being directed by Academy Award winner Barry Jenkins.
There, you could have had this if you actually bit the bullet and made it about the subway.
Oh, I was gonna, but I was gonna say it's like the London Metro.
Well, too bad you failed.
Yeah,
it turns out Keo gets the point by sheer value of just suggesting that it was actually about the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, I can't imagine invoking that and not talking about, like, slaves.
It could have happened. Someone could have been up their own ass and made a TV show like that.
And for Stair's slight, Kyorain, you are now ahead.
Okay, what else?
Well, there's I have another one here for us. This one is from Peacock.
Ooh.
This title is all one word. Girls 5 Eva.
Oh.
Girls, the number 5, Eva.
Are we qualified to talk about that many girls?
There's 5 girls.
Oh, God. You took my idea.
Friends, but they're not Gundam pilots.
Oh, okay.
And they're going to high school. And there's like some drama. It's like the Gilmore Girls, but there's 5 of them.
And none of them are moms?
That's twice plus 1.
Yeah. That's twice.
Keo, what do you think?
Okay, Girls 5 Eva. So the only idea I have is that there's 5 girls. Oh, they're friends forever. That's why it's 5 Eva, but they're friends forever. So they've been friends for a long time.
Interesting.
They have crossbows.
Oh, okay. You're real fixated on these crossbows.
It's my new thing. I'm graduating from Little Men because of that debacle earlier.
Yeah, we've decided to retire that bit.
Little Man Gate. Well, I could still do it if I wanted to, since I haven't.
I could talk about Little Men, Mark.
Yeah, they have crossbows.
Okay, bold take.
Oh.
Girls 5 Eva. When a one-hit wonder girl group from the 1990s gets sampled by a young rapper, its members reunite to give their pop star dreams one more shot. This time while balancing spouses, kids, jobs, debt, aging, parents, and shoulder pain. Aging parents is one word. I put a comma there for some reason.
That sort of sounds like the Gilmore Girls.
It sounds like what Stair said, unfortunately, for me.
Yeah, it does look like Stair has once again tied it, which means that he could potentially continue the streak here.
Oh my god.
Because Keo, there's not nary a crossbow to be seen in this.
Maybe I should make something a little less specific than a crossbow.
Yeah.
I think you should go back to Little Man.
Because, yeah, Little Man is at least vague enough in comparison to a crossbow, which is just something that has to be seen at some point, or at least, like, the potential for it to be used.
Yeah, the Little Man could have been, like, the rapper. We don't know how large.
Yeah, exactly.
Little J.
He is described as a young rapper. We don't know how young. Could be a Little Romeo situation. All right. It is a tied game. The person who gets this wins.
Okay, what else?
We're heading to Netflix for this final one. Jupiter's Legacy.
Oh. I'm thinking about Gundam again, which is not going to help me here.
Yeah, this does not have anything to do with the Grips conflict, Keo, unfortunately.
What about the Neo Zeon War?
No. Okay, so I'm going to say this is like a young adult, like urban fantasy type situation where this kid has like the blood of Jupiter in him, the Greek god of Zeus.
Okay.
And like he's slowly awakening to that, and he's got to stop a great evil.
Oh man. That's pretty good, Stair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that there was just a person named Jupiter, and he died.
Oh, okay. Rest in peace.
And now the heroes of this story are taking up the mantle of Jupiter, and this is also a superhero story. I'm taking Stare's idea.
I don't think Stare mentioned superheroes.
I said young adult,
Okay.
So,
he said fantasy or superhero?
I said young adult urban fantasy.
That's superhero.
I guess.
What else would it be?
Magical, since it's Greek gods, or Roman gods.
But that's still superhero.
It's like Percy Jackson and shit.
That's like Wonder Woman.
Okay, I guess you're right.
I guess
nearly a century. Oh, yeah.
I guess I'm buying the superhero bulletin explicitly saying this is a superhero program on Netflix.
Okay.
Is Harry Potter a superhero? Because he's like Doctor Strange?
I will not answer that question.
Yes, Harry Potter is a superhero because he's like Doctor Strange.
That's right. They're very similar in the ways that they both
they do magic,
use their powers, and also how magic works in their worlds. After nearly a century of keeping mankind safe, the world's first generation of superheroes must look to their children to continue the legacy. But tensions rise as the young superheroes, hungry to prove their worth, struggle to live up to their parents' legendary public reputations and exacting personal standards. Based on the graphic novel by Mark Millar.
Wait, is there a character called Jupiter or not?
We don't know. It's apparently an epic superhero drama that spans decades.
And since it's Mark Millar, it's hogwash and garbage.
Yeah, most likely.
Who's Mark Millar?
Anyway.
He's a comic guy. He's not good.
He's the comic guy who did, do you remember Kick-Ass, Kieran?
Oh, yeah, I watched that. It was violent.
Yeah. Mark Millar did that. He did Old Man Logan.
Well, he did the comic. The movie doesn't have anything to do with that, basically.
No, other than the fact that Logan is old in it.
Yeah. Like, I've read the comic, but not seen the movie.
Logan, is that X-Man?
Yeah, Logan's
that's right.
last Hugh Jackman movie.
That's Wolverine.
I thought his name was X-Man.
Keo, you got the point.
Yeah. What the hell? What are you talking about?
You got the point. You talked about superheroes explicitly. You locked it in, and so that's what you...
Hold on. This is about teens, so that is young adult.
Maybe.
Okay. I took Sarah's idea, but I reworded it a little bit.
Yeah,
you took Sarah's idea, but then explicitly made it about superheroes after Stare said it's not actually about superheroes.
Why did he do that?
Don't ask me. Ask him. In the post-game review.
How do you describe something as urban fantasy and then say, no, but it's not superheroes?
I mean, Percy Jackson is like Erasmus Fowl, or... those aren't superheroes,
It's Netflix, though.
Yeah.
Well, Keo, the streak has ended. Stare has lost that one game win.
You could have had it, Stare. If you had just said, yeah, it's superheroes.
I'm going to appeal this. I'm going to appeal this on Twitter. I'm going to get the fans to take my side.
Listen, sometimes the underdog loses so that he can build himself back up again. Hopefully in less than a year, which was, I think, the llast time you had won.
We're going for like an oscillating story here where he loses and then wins and loses and wins.
Yeah, it's going to be like a sports drama where we don't want to end the sport.
Wow, it's going to be like Moneyball.
It's going to be like Rudy.
Yeah, exactly. It's Rudy, but just over and over again.
I am just like Rudy, huh?
Yeah.
No, you're not like Rudy, Stare. You're not like Rudy. Everything's going to be okay.
That's true. Rudy never won the game, did he?
I don't remember, and I saw that movie like in middle school. They made us watch it.
Rudy very clearly lost at the end of the movie.
Yeah. But the fact that he played was the victory.
He did his best, but an
effort was made.
Yeah.
They said he wasn't going to win. They said he wasn't going to win at all, but he got closer to winning than they said. Oh, so it's like
Rocky.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
imagine if they did that in like all the other sports movies in the 90s, like the Mighty Ducks. They're going to win and then they just lose. They're just like, well, we were close. Or like Karate Kid, he just gets his ass kicked.
All the kids who watch that would like kill themselves, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Just imagine the kind of like psychological torment we would subject our children to by making all media depict failure.
I honestly feel like that was part of the reason why I didn't give a shit about Rudy, but I liked Karate Kid or like the Mighty Ducks. I was like, I watched that in middle school, and I was like, oh, so he didn't even win? Sometimes you just gotta feed into the narrative structure of the plots, Yeah,
who wants to watch a story about somebody who just like lost?
Came close.
He came close and lost through no fault of his own.
That's why no one makes a story about Walter Mondale. I guess he didn't come close at all, but he was actually the opposite of close to winning the presidency.
Rocky also lost. And he lost
I guess that's true. In a way, Rocky and Rudy are very... so they should make Rudy 2, where Rudy wins a game.
Yes. And now I think about it, Kickboxer isn't like Rocky, since he does win in that one.
Okay, but the thing about Rudy, it was very different from Rocky, as far as I'm concerned, because Rudy was like so much more of an underdog than Rocky was. Like, you were like, oh yeah, Rocky's the underdog, but like he's still like, he's pretty good. But Rudy was like, this guy's a loser, he sucks, he's like terrible, he's never gonna win a thing. And then he's like, I'll prove you wrong, I'm gonna win. And then he's like, oh, actually, I don't win, I lose.
Yeah, Rudy should have been punching meat in like a meat locker somewhere. That probably would have helped. Alright, so that's it for Guess Who's Coming. Let's head into our main event. We watched a show, and now we're going to talk about it, unfortunately. The Nevers is described as an epic science fiction drama about a gang of Victorian women and men who find themselves with unusual abilities, relentless enemies, and a mission that might change the world. Created and then thoroughly abandoned by Joss Whedon, The Nevers has found a home for itself on HBO and is looking to continue its run after its first season ends, and in hopefully more auspicious hands, maybe. Did The Nevers make you guys want to believe in other life forms, or did it make you say never again?
And that's TV toners for this week's folks.
This is a weird show, let's just say. So yeah, we got to get it out of the way. Joss Whedon, this was his project that he'd been working on for a couple years, I think. He wrote and directed the episode we watched this week, and was intimately involved in the production of at least this first season, as far as I know.
There had to be reshoots, though, because this episode was not that quip-heavy compared to his typical...
Yeah, like, there was clear quips, and there was definitely some clear characterization that Whedon has used before. But, I don't know, maybe there was some change at some point when the new showrunner took over. So Whedon was working on this show until November of last year, when he all of a sudden announced that he was stepping down from the show, citing that this year of unprecedented challenges had caused him to understand that the taxing nature of such a project was no longer worth his energy levels.
And that's why he passed it off to David Benoit and Wiseman.
A British screenwriter by the name of Philippa Goslett is the
that is a Gundam
right
name.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe she's a Gundam lady. Anyway, this apparently had nothing to do with the allegations of workplace harassment that have since plagued Whedon, but I don't buy that at all. Also, you would not know this is a Whedon show by the marketing, because they're obviously not saying that at all about his. They're not talking about his involvement in any way, really.
You would think they'd market it that way, right?
Yes.
I guess, but I feel like he's persona non grata, so they probably don't want to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they were not like unhappy with him, they would have put his name on it.
Oh yeah. Also, this is an HBO show, so it's technically involved with HBO Max. So I think they probably don't want anything to do with Whedon, right?
Absolutely not.
So yeah, the let's get into the show proper. That we've got all that explanation out of the way here. So yeah, there are some Whedon touches here, but honestly, this is just like a CW show, kind of.
You know, this kind of reminds me of Cleopatra 2525.
Oh,
specifically the antagonist. Oh, well, that too. But specifically, Malady reminds me of that random clown dude who was menacing them in that show.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of way they just throw stuff at you.
It's also true that, yeah, Cleopatra 2525 also, from what I can remember, was really just let you fucking dive right in. The difference being that, thankfully, because of low budgets and syndication, Cleopatra 2525 only had to have like 4 principal cast members. This has, I think, way too many. I think it's safe to say.
That was a ton of men. I don't like that.
You wanted like only 2 men and then like a bunch of ladies?
Yes.
Yeah, that probably would have been better, right? I mean, it worked for Buffy.
This is a show about ladies getting it done.
Yeah, I want there to be just one man and they tell him to be quiet.
Yes.
Yeah, a little man.
Tell him he's been a bad boy, and then they spank him.
Yeah, we're talking like a 5'2" man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is instead of this being Victorian era Buffy, this is Victoria era X-Men. Like literally just X-Men, right?
But it has some Whedonisms in it.
Yeah,
X-Men,
there's Whedonisms here.
All the people with powers are not. I guess not even all of them, because there's a man with the powers too. But like the majority of them are women. Whatever.
Isn't that man's power just he has a gun on his arm?
No.
Is that who Keo was referring to, or is he talking about the guy who's literally a doctor who heals people?
He's talking about the magic healer man from Jamaica.
Oh.
Yeah.
The
very rich character who has like 2 lines the whole episode.
Yeah, he's the wise man who tells the ladies how to think things through carefully.
It's true, because ladies can't think things through. Proven fact, apparently, according to Joss Whedon.
It wasn't that bad, but still, this character was kind of like, why is he here, honestly?
Why is this person here? No, this does, it does feel like, it doesn't even feel like Joss Whedon writing a Buffy script, because at least by that point he would have known how to do it well. This feels like someone imitating Joss Whedon writing a Buffy script. And then just setting it in Victorian England.
Yes. I would agree with that.
So it's, the year is 1899 or something around there.
In the year 1899.
So the show also opens up in the most baffling way that I've seen a show open. Have we watched a program that's decided to do 5 uninterrupted minutes of the characters not talking and just going about their daily lives as if we know them already?
No.
Yeah, because that's a bad idea.
Yeah, it was boring.
One of them does kill themselves, or tries to.
Yeah, well, we don't know the context of it, and I guess we still don't know the context of it by the end, do we?
We get like the second half.
That's true. Yeah, we get why she's not dead.
Yeah.
But yes, this person who tries to kill themselves is Amalia True. There's some Gundam-ass names in this too. Amalia True, who is our main character, she is one of the few people called the Touched, which are essentially they're mutants. They have superpower. They're superpowered. They got big old powers.
Not like impressive powers, but like powers.
No. Also, we should say up front, the name of the show, The Nevers, never comes into play.
In the pilot, anyway. We don't know what the deal is.
Yeah. We don't know why it's called that, especially since they say The Touched 1,800 times, but never. Interesting. Anyway, The Touched is the name of these superpowered, and it's not a great name, right?
Touched?
I guess it's fine.
The grabbed.
Yeah, like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I should...
They explain it by having a weird guy talk about it midway through the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Little on the nose.
They have that happens a lot in this, where there's just a lot of two characters are chatting, and then they do some quick expository dialogue in a quippy manner.
Yeah, they do the is there a term for when you do exposition with quips? That's exactly what this is.
Quipsposition, that's what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I guess, in terms of ways to get exposition across, a preferred method for me, other than just doing it with no, like, sense of comedic value.
What I want to do is I want to have a guy in a suit just, like, look directly at the camera and tell me just what's going on. I need to just have a quick lay down.
He just lays it all out for you.
Yeah. Just say, there are certain people with the mysterious ability to do strange little things. They are called the Touched. They are mostly women. This is their story.
Dun dun.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you never hear from that guy again.
Yeah.
He's only here for that line, and that's it.
Good riddance.
We don't like him. We just need him for the moment. We don't want him back.
Like Joe Biden. That's something
exactly.
you might say.
Very
not
true.
Me.
So this is also steampunk sort of setting here, because there's a lot of gadgets going around.
Yeah, it's like steampunk great. If they didn't have any steam.
Oh yeah, like we see lightning things and we see a diesel car.
Yeah, and also, like, I don't know, for all the exposition and world building that they do, I still don't feel like we're living in anything that's like an exciting setting.
It's just London.
It's just old London.
It's just bad CGI London.
The setting is a big nothing. Okay, here's my problem with this program. They didn't give us anything new.
Oh, there's nothing new under the sun.
No, I mean, there is something new under the sun. Just, we're not talking about, like, a new, fully original concept. That's not what I mean. I mean, just, like, we've seen this play out, the same story beats over and over and over again.
These same story beats are just the X-Men. The government does not trust these touched individuals, but they're going to show them by saving. The goal of the orphanage is even the same as Xavier's school.
Yes, instead of Magneto, we have the Joker, though.
That's true, yeah. And we'll talk about Malady in a second. She gets name dropped, and because that's the thing, I feel like in a better, at least in an older Whedon show, perhaps he would have just dropped the hint that this lady Malady is running around and has like powers, but she also just has to show up in this episode as well. It can't just be like this person's around, but she's not important to the current plot.
Okay, but if she didn't show up, there would have been literally nothing to latch onto in this episode.
I mean, I'm glad she showed up, but also it's just like a continuation of a thing where this show is just constantly heaping characters on me.
Yeah, they don't want you to get bored. They really don't want you to get bored, Swanson.
Yeah. So I guess to go through what little sort of plot I can recall from this, Amelia True and her friend Penance Adair, who I guess she's like a big inventor. They meet this lady, Myrtle, this girl. Her family believes her to be possessed, but she's actually just a touched individual who has an ability to speak multiple languages.
But can't control which languages are being spoken.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's completely a worthless superpower that's actively detrimental to her life.
Unless you can develop it.
Well, yeah, it's a good superpower if you can get control over what language you're speaking.
But that's not a thing they discuss in this for whatever reason.
No, they seem actually uninterested in helping her.
Is it only currently existing languages, or can she speak like ancient Indus River Valley civilization tongues?
You know, it would have been something new and interesting to explore that kind of concept, but they choose not to.
No, this is just a fun little opener, but it's not. I guess it's not that fun, right? So these people are trying to kidnap Myrtle, and it causes an action scene. The action scenes in this aren't very fun either. They seem very weirdly shot.
A little bit.
And like I don't know, the choreography just doesn't work for me.
It's Joss Whedon, so this woman is like stomping people's balls and whatnot.
It's both like, it's very unsatisfying, even though I think they wanted it to be satisfying.
Yeah, right? It's not satisfying. And I mean, like, I'm going to keep harping on the Buffy thing here, but like, that was almost 30, no, not 30, not adding that much time. That was almost 20, that was over 20 years ago, and the fight choreography was better on that than this.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, when you want to watch a good fight choreography, you want to, you want to, like, be into the character's moves. In this case, there's nothing interesting happening with the moves. It's just like I guess she kind of hit some guys, but that's it.
Yeah, and then this technological whirly Madoo comes in, and that causes an explosion.
It does nothing.
Yeah, which doesn't change the complexion of the fight, really. Yeah, also, I'm pretty sure she kills a man here because she jumps out the window on top of him, and then he falls, and I think he cracks his neck and dies.
Yeah, that's the thing. These blows do not feel very impactful.
No, not at all. Yeah, but they're being sold like they're impactful.
Make the device blow the guy up, like kill him, like right there.
Yeah.
I mean, like Wonder Woman in Justice League, killing that guy.
Like tastefully censored.
Yes.
And it's not even in this fight scene either. At the end, or near the end, when she's fighting the gun guy who's with Malady, or Malady, she rips off his gun arm, or I guess is like the gun attachment to his arm.
Comes off, and he's like, oh.
Yeah, and then she just slaps him, and he falls to the ground. It wasn't even a punch. She slapped him.
That's pretty hardcore, but does she have super strength or something to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. If she does, they haven't explained that, because the only power that Amalia seems to Amalia seems to have is seeing visions of the future.
That's
which
a fun power.
Also not a great power when you need to fight.
I mean, it depends on how it depends on how it works. It could be really good, like a new type.
I guess, yeah, very true. Another thing here is that so they save this lady, and they make their like getaway or whatever, and they head back to the school where we get to meet a bunch of eccentric people. There's a 10-foot tall girl. There's a doctor with healing powers, as explained. There's a mother figure.
There's a girl who can like grow plants really fast.
Yeah. There's a mother figure who one of the characters is quick to mention is not an actual mom, though. Continuing a weird trend of Joss Whedon in motherhood.
Also like Gundam.
They take us to this place, and they're like, yeah, this place is here, but we're not going to like dwell on it.
We're not going to explain the inner workings, like who's in charge or why. I mean, I guess they do explain that there's a benefactor. Someone who's literally in a wheelchair.
Oh my god. I didn't
the X-Men parallels just keep getting more and more obvious to me. Also, it's funny because when I was watching this for a second there, when they were at the opera and stuff, I was like, this feels like Doom Patrol. And then I remembered that Doom Patrol is also just X-Men.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be it's supposed to be a goof.
It's like weird X-Men. This is just like just
X-Men,
steampunk
but
X-Men.
We're having fun with it.
Yeah.
Well, this is like.
This is X-Men, but we've got like British people, and we're doing quips sometimes.
Sometimes. We also get a meeting of like government officials who are like the touched are dangerous to society, and I guess we get.
But that scene goes on for way too long. Like literally, everyone at the table gets to talk and speak their.
Yeah,
mind.
like the only character who's important is the like Lord guy. He's the one who gets more than that single scene, so I'm assuming he's important. He's the only important one. But why is everyone else getting, like, multiple lines of dialogue? Or are they all union reps? Like, why do they have to get... Why do they have to get...
like, members of parliament.
No, I meant in, like, the actors' union. Like, why are these people being cast and getting so many lines?
Because they need to establish this is a big operation here in the parliament.
Also, that Parliament stuff confuses me because so they're aware of the touch, they're aware of this orphanage, but they're not doing anything about
it. Yeah, hasn't it been like 2 years since the touching happened?
3.
I'd say like a long time for the Parliament not to do any big official things.
Yeah, like even for a form of government that is notoriously slow. We also get introduced to a Scotland Yard inspector who's like a grizzled detective boy.
Yeah, unfortunately a man.
Yeah, unfortunately he's a man. He's not cool at all. He's just like he's like, oh, I'm trying to find the man who's killing all. I'm trying to find Melody, I is.
Oh, sorry, Mom.
And I can do detectiving. Look at this, I can figure this out.
I'm a good detective, even though I solve literally nothing in this episode.
Yeah, I thought, and that's what I was confused about. Like, I thought that Melody was like this secretive figure that nobody really knew who she was, but she just shows up at the end of this episode, and everyone's
we think she's just a secretive figure, but then she just ends up being the fucking Joker.
Yeah,
just showing up wherever she wants, and yeah. She just shows up wherever she wants and causes a ruckus. Everyone runs in panic, and then Batman, aka Amalia, has to be like, no! Do not take her!
And the weirdest thing about this character, Melody, is she's got like minions who are just like there.
It's true. Yeah, she's got Bob and Jeff. Is that the other minion?
He's got the lady with the fire power.
Yeah, which is the reason that she's able to escape, essentially.
Like, by far the most impressive trait anyone has on this.
Yeah. Like, the show crams in every character. So, I'm not even going to go through the plot, really, because the plot is essentially they go to the opera for a reason, I guess. Because she has a vision, so they go. What a great incentive.
Oh yeah, she just has the plot device superpower.
Yeah. And while they're there...
Or she can see the future, but like... Yeah, she's got like lost vision.
Exactly, yeah. And Maladay shows up and like kills a guy, and she kidnaps the lady who's revealed to have an angelic voice. Also, that angelic voice does nothing. It like affects everyone but Maladay because I guess she's crazy with a capital C.
Doesn't it interact with the touch somehow? Like there were a bunch of people in the audience that didn't run off.
No, everyone. It feels like everyone was affected, right?
People ran off, but she was singing, and there was like tendrils connecting her to them, to the people who stayed.
Some people had like magic connections with her. And Malady's like, oh, I want to take her for my whatever I'm doing.
So we compared Maladay to the Joker. She's actually very reminiscent to me, bringing back the Buffy stuff, of a character Whedon wrote years ago, a vampire who was very similar in terms of mental illness, named Drusilla. The difference being, they both murdered wantonly and were like had outbursts in similar styles.
They just talked incoherently about like whatever.
Yeah, the difference being that Drusilla, for the most part, was like a side villain, was not the main show. Usually there was another bad guy that she was working with, or like planning on betraying at some point.
Oh, so she's like Yazan Gable.
Yes. But also this is another thing where it's like, when Whedon has to write a crazy female character, he only has one trait to write them with, which is just, I guess they're the female Joker.
Yeah, it's again, really like when I say something new, I mean something slightly different than what I've seen before, right?
Yeah, Whedon just like puts women on a pedestal in this creepy way, and that's why his female villains can only be crazy.
Yeah.
Because he sees womanhood as like...
Could you imagine if he had done an MCU female villain? So, yeah. I just don't... I'm not a fan of this type of character. I think does a disservice to, like, a lot of things. But also
Harley
just
Quinn.
to... Well, sure. It does a disservice to just the idea of a mentally ill bad guy. Even in something campy like this, I don't fucking need it. Like, the Joker works mainly because, yeah, I guess he's, like, mentally ill, but we know that he's completely far gone. I guess Maladay's supposed to be the same deal, but, like, when she's shown to us at the end in the flashback, she is just, like, fully, like, she is, like, leaving an asylum. Like, she's being escorted out of an asylum.
The thing about the Joker also is that, like, he's insane, but he's also strangely lucid about what he's doing.
Yeah, sometimes he's portrayed as, like, this beyond human figure.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the other thing, too, is that the Joker in the best portrayals is not actually portrayed as a person. He is like he's a being of chaos and destruction.
Yeah, he's like Nyarlathotep.
Yes.
The Lovecraft mythos.
So anyway, Maladay gets away, and that's essentially the end of it. And then there's a flashback that reveals that an alien spaceship caused all of this.
Which, yeah, that makes sense. Superpowers coming from an alien spaceship. But why isn't this at the start of the episode instead of the montage we got?
Because then now you know why all these character motivations are the way they are. You see, the Lord's daughter died in front of him because of those strange powers, so that's why he hates them so much.
Did we even care about why the powers came out?
I didn't give a shit.
Well, no, at this point, I was kind of just alt-tabbing out to look at Gundam video game cutscenes.
The one piece of interesting information from that flashback is that everyone forgets once the ship crashes about the ship crashing, except for Maladay.
So that's why she's crazy?
I guess that's why she's wilder, or that's why she has some sort of plan for these people. I guess
that's what she was talking about at the opera, when she was talking about them ignoring God or whatever. I don't know, I don't care, tune out.
Yeah, I didn't even describe half the other characters. There's the dude from Hot Fuzz as a thief king or whatever the fuck that dude's deal was.
The
beggar king.
It's like Lawrence Fishburne and John Wick.
Yeah. There was the bisexual king Hugo.
Yeah, he's like the fail son who's a hedonist.
Yeah, who owns a sex club.
Pagan sex cult.
Yeah, he was actually the closest thing to a fun character in the entire show.
I thought he was going to put on a mask briefly, a gold mask that covered the top half of his face, but
maybe he'll become like a vigilante of some sort and wear that mask. And that's, then there's a ton of other characters, and even at the end, near the end, they introduce a surgeon who's like torturing touched people.
I thought that was the guy working on the zombies that they fought at the start of the episode.
It is. It's implied to be the guy that they fought but we see his like actual face and stuff.
Like I said, I stopped caring by that point.
He's an eccentric evil guy who is blissful about carnage.
Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
That's right. So anyway, listen, like, it's just too much stuff packed into an episode that's like only a little over an hour long.
It's like what I felt like it was like kind of like a cliche grab bag here.
Yeah. They were just like, let's throw enough cliches in here that you don't really notice that it's all cliche because there's too much coming at you.
But also, the thing about it that just annoyed me is that they acted like it was like, you never saw this before.
Yeah.
Well, they gotta. I mean, otherwise, what's the alternative? Is like to go full Whedon and do quips nonstop, making this about them talking about doing quips about the plot as it's happening.
Doesn't even have to be quips. It can just be like the characters are apprised of the situation and they're doing stuff.
Yeah. It's just that, like, I don't know.
Oh, what's this mysterious event happening? Ooh, what's that? Oh my, this is mysterious. It's like, okay, we know, like, we don't care.
Also, enough time has passed from when Whedon got popular off of Buffy and Firefly to now, where people have actually taken his formula and done it better than him, and have also managed to have success without being absolute asshats to everyone they work with.
Got caught.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna assume that some people who are more skilled at combining these things that Whedon does aren't complete assholes. So at this point, he's just sort of an irrelevant figure, even before these allegations came out. And like this, I feel like shows it, kind of. Like maybe I'm being unduly harsh on it because it involves Whedon, but also it was boring as shit. Even with all of the stuff that they thrown in, I wasn't captivated anyway.
Yeah, that should have just been a forgettable summer blockbuster. At least then the special effects would have been good. And maybe
he didn't want to make a blockbuster, though. He wanted to return to television.
Well, what an idiot.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the thing that really took me out of it was just the way they treated it. Like this was like we never saw superpowers before.
Yeah, we don't know how they work. Yeah, well, yeah, they treat it like we haven't seen like the 15 X-Men movies they've made in the last 20 years.
But I guess the thing that made it even worse was that the powers they exhibited in this were all like really lame.
They're oddly enough powers that you can show on TV without costing a bunch of money.
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah, because like the X-Men, there are characters who have like lame powers, but the ones that are like constantly at the forefront, you got laser eye beams, you got fucking metal bone claws, you got a teleporter, like you got cool people doing cool things.
Heroes. Remember Heroes from 2007? That had cool powers.
That's true.
Had Rage Mom.
I guess you can. Yeah, you can do it. There's no excuse, really.
Yeah, and this show has like, okay, she can see glimpses of the future that I don't know if she can even control it at all. She can see energy, and therefore she can build machines.
Yeah, maybe just say she's smart. Like she just had super mechanical intelligence.
She's got miles tails per hour disease. She's super smart. And also has 2 tails.
Yeah, and those are the two of our main characters.
Yeah, make her a cute fox girl, like my animes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do that. Just spare no expense on that, by the way.
Anyway,
then, like, the other ones were just like, yeah, these are just like nothing characters who don't even have anything to do with it. And then you have the bad guys. You have, whatever her name is, the crazy woman, the Joker. Malady. We don't know what her power is, except for her eyes go crazy and she gets like stronger, I guess.
Yeah, she gets like some sort of like weird Inuyasha powers. She's like got some demon inside of her or something.
Yeah.
We have person who can control fire, which is like, oh, okay, that's actually kind of impressive. But who's this?
Exactly.
Yeah, she doesn't even have a name given.
Yeah, like nobody looks at them and says like, "What? Like, why are you following her?" They're not curious.
Yeah, in the end here, I gotta give this a tune out. It's not worth it.
Yeah, like, wouldn't you ask like that lady who's standing there not crazy looking and say like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like,
hey, what are you up to? What's your whole deal? Yeah, it's not worth it. I don't know. There's an idea here that maybe would have worked if you had added something that was potentially original into the mix, or even just fun. But this was neither of those.
Yeah. Tune out, I'm tired. That's TV Tuners, bye.
Yeah, that's a tune out for me as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a tune out on the Nevers. And that'll about do it for this week's episode of the show. Hey, listen, if you like this, but you want to hear more of it, maybe on a specific topic, well, that's what our Buy Me a Coffee page is for. You see, people go over there and they donate. A single coffee gets them a single topic for us to discuss. It's Buy Me a Coffee /TV Tuners over there. Right now we're doing a mini-series on Gilmore Girls called The Gilmarier. We're watching 5 episodes of Gilmore Girls, and we're on our way to episode number 2.
California. I don't know how the rest of the song goes.
Nope. That's decidedly not where it takes place, actually. But anyway, yeah, you can look forward to that coming out sometime this week. And if you just want to stick around for the main show, don't worry, that's coming up next week. We'll have more TV goodness. But until then, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
I found them.
Hey folks, time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Did you know? Denver. Forgot to say that because we're in Denver. Yeah. So Stairmaster for 3 months was wheelchair bound and ran a school for mutants. But then he was cured and he quit that.
I lost my mutant abilities when I was able to walk again.